What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3. We're at episode 3 now. That's just crazy. Episode 3 of the Matt's Matters talk show. I'm your host, Matt Benson, and shout out to everybody who watched the episode last week. We had some great conversation with our guest, and it was just, we learned a lot. The nurses' strike is still going on. Obviously, if you didn't tune into that one, we had Christine Scheinman on, a NICU nurse with over 20 years of experience who is still striking to this day. The nurses' strike continues, obviously, so hopefully they can get that figured out soon and we can just get an end to that conflict. And obviously the ice incident happened last week. We touched on that for a little bit. There's still a lot of stuff coming out about that, just like different videos and all that type of stuff. But yeah, so shout out to everybody who watched episode 2 of Matt's Matters. I really enjoyed that episode, making it. I feel like, that's what I kind of want to do, is find ways to impact people, give people a platform in things that, like, they're struggling with, and, just allow them to kind of tell us the situation despite what the media might be telling us. So it's always good to get insights from a person who actually is there experiencing the event, whatever it might be, firsthand. And we finally got a mic stand. Let's go. We finally got one. So that is. We finally got our mic stand, guys. So now I'll be able to put the microphone closer to my face so you can actually hear me. Cause we accidentally unplugged it for a second there. But I have been told I'm a bit of a quiet talker, but, it is what it is. So now we can actually put the microphone closer to our face. And it's very cold outside. Like, no, I don't know where some of you people live, but where I live, it's cold, alright? It's freaking cold. So, we're bundled up today. So we got so nurses' strike is still going on, so shout out to everybody who watched that episode. We appreciate it, and we got some good news. I finally got my diploma in the mail, which I didn't know they could mail it to you. Here it is. See, they could have at least put some red on there, because my school was red, because I went to St. John's University, Red Storm. Just got a nice dub in basketball yesterday. But yeah, so they didn't, where's the color? No red in there. It's the most expensive piece of paper of your life, which is going to be the topic of today. College and my college experience and everything like that. So obviously I got my diploma and I obviously recently graduated, so yay. Shout out to everybody who graduated in 2025. It's tough out here for us. We have the highest college unemployment rate in many years. So this Forbes article that I read basically talked about how it's really tough to be a college graduate in 2025. Obviously, it's 2026 now, but it's still relevant because it's this year. So basically, we're just going to set some ground work, like some information that I have. Basically, why it is so hard for people who just graduated college. So, according to this Forbes article that I read, so I had a great time in college. Let's just start by saying that. College to me was it was a great time. I met a lot of cool people. There's a lot of experiences that I had that I'm grateful for, that have helped me do what I'm doing now, which I will get into later. So Forbes article. So there's a 40% decline in certain areas of jobs, technology jobs, marketing jobs, graphic design jobs, everything like that. And that is because of our good old friend AI, which I know it's a great tool, but it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite thing. It's so beneficial, but then it's apparently it's really bad for the environment, which is not good, guys, because the environment, we gotta protect the environment. That's a topic for another day. Stay on track. This is my fourth take because I keep getting off track. But so the U.S. economy, according to this article, has actually had a lot of significant growth over the last, whatever since this article was written. They felt like they had to put that in at the same time. But that's all come from the technology side of things, the technology industry, AI, which makes it cheaper for companies to, like do certain jobs. Like, so when you graduate college, you want to kind of get like a entry level job, so that you're able to like gain experience and like meet people within the company. Like an assistant job, like for me, that would be like, logging tape or like, sorting through paperwork, because I want to work in the TV industry, obviously. So that would be like an entry level job that I would do. But now that everything's digitalized, and that's something that AI can do, so they don't need they don't need 4 college graduates to do that, because it's so much cheaper if they just let the computer do it, which is great for the business because they're saving money. But so many people have obviously been laid off for this specific reason. Like, I'm a big listener of New York Sports Radio, and they just had major layoffs on the channel that I listen to. Like, people have been working at the company for years and years and years. Like, I've known people who have been at their company for like 18 years, and they, like, their boss came up to them and was like, "Hey man, we gotta let you go." Like, that would freaking suck. Like, that's why a lot of people aren't really leaving their jobs, but that's why a lot of people aren't currently leaving their jobs, because one, Social Security sucks. Like, what is the average Social Security check is like $1,400 a month, depending on your state, of course. But like, that's if you're an older person and you have a mortgage and stuff like that to pay. Like, all right, I'm getting $1,400 a month, and maybe I'll have like some in my retirement fund, but that's not as much money as I would be making if I just kept my job that I have or currently have. So yeah, there's a lot of older people that are still working, because I like to work. Like, I have 2 jobs. Like, it's good to make money so that you can live a comfortable life that you want to live. But as the prices of everything going up, it seems like the salaries are not going up. But so that doesn't help that there's so much unemployment out there. But anyways, back to the article. AI is allowing businesses to kind of eliminate the middleman, like the entry level, i.e. like the entry level jobs, because it's just faster to do it on the computer, and it saves money, which is what we seem to care about the most in this country. Some of us just care about the dollar signs. But so, college grads who historically relied on task-driven positions to have experience are in an industry are in a current economy that relies on faster, like, automation. Like, everything's like boom 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 boom, like fast. Like, we need things done fast. We can't have some college graduate little Timmy teaching them how to freaking log tape. So you gotta have, I think now it is more important to have like years of experience going into a job than it was like 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago, they're like, "Oh, you just graduated, like we'll kind of show you the ropes." Of course there's still companies that are willing to do that. Like, the company I work for is really good at like teaching us like things we don't know. Like, if like you don't know how to fix a broken camera or like plug in a certain wire somewhere, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's how you do it. Like, we'll teach you. Like, it's no problem. Like, we'll teach you. Like, we'll help you. We're here to help you. We're here to help you grow and gain experience so that you can get, a full-time job somewhere else in the future." So yeah, college. So my college experience. So I first went to college. So I graduated high school in 2020, which I'm not even gonna talk about that because I hate when people still bring up the freaking what happened 6 years ago. So I took a gap year, obviously, because of the state of the world at that point, which we already know. We don't even need to, go back to the past. Then I went to college 2021. Then I ended up transferring to school in New York after that because I moved. So yeah, so I think the good thing about going to college in New York is like, there's so many people that you can meet. Like, there's so many people that I've met that kind of helped me grow into like a better person in my career and like in a professional way. And it's teaching me certain like tips and tricks that I might not have known. And there's a lot of opportunities I had from networking, which is probably, I'd say, the number one best thing about college is networking, and like also the people that you'll meet in college. So you gotta network. Like, obviously homework is important, but like if you have some random freaking, because you gotta take some random freaking classes in college. Like, I think that if you want to watch a video on why college is a scam, freaking YouTube it, and you'll see freaking wrecks on videos, like freaking millions of videos. So that's not what we're talking about today. But obviously there's some classes that you don't need to take. Like, if you have a freaking, like, I had to take freaking a music class, and I like music, but I don't want to be like a producer or like a DJ or something like that, or a musician, so that class was not very beneficial to me. So if you're sitting there like stressing about like a music project you have to do, but you could be out networking, just do the project. You don't have to put 110% in it. Just get it done, and I would say focus on networking. Focus on going out there, meeting people, and obviously, so I tried to get 2 jobs in college, but I couldn't because I was a student and I had a job. And then I told them, I was like, I can meet the 3 o'clock call time. Like, I can do it. And they're like, it's going to depend on your availability. I was like, I mean, I told you I'd be willing to make it because, it's more experience for me. So I started applying for jobs. So I graduated in May last year, and I started applying for jobs in November. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just apply for these jobs. And I didn't have a lot of experience at the time, so I was applying for internships mostly. Some of them paid, some of them unpaid. And then all the feedback I was getting was like, you're not qualified for this. But I was like, it's literally an internship. It's an internship. Enter into this industry so I can learn some more about the industry. So I was like, all right, so I'm just going to network. And so I started networking and volunteering, like shadowing. Shadowing is like a great tool, guys. All you gotta do is reach out to someone you know at the company and be like, hey, can I shadow you? Like, you can be an internship at you can be an intern at the company and be like, oh, can I shadow? Like, you can find someone else in another department and be like, hey, can I shadow you like one day? And I mean, the worst they can say is no, but from my experience, they always say yes. Like, if you're respectful about it and be like, hey, I just want to like see how you do it, meet some other people in the company, stuff like that. Like, to me, that's the most important thing, because then they'll see that you're willing to learn more and actually like grow inside the company, or just like anything. Like, you don't have to shadow at your own company. You can reach out to other companies and be like, hey, I'm a college student or a college student that just graduated, and I'm just really trying to get some more experience in the field that I want to work in. And you just reach out to them and be like, is there any opportunities for me to just come by and like maybe sit down and chat with you, or like see how you guys work, see what a work day is like for you guys, like stuff like that. Like, don't have to, just do it unless, I think honestly it's worth it. Like, that's a great thing about college, is like the ability to network and meet new people within the industry that you want to work in. And obviously there's like clubs that you can join, which is big. I wish I would have joined some more clubs in college, but so I never lived on campus, which kind of maybe took away from some of my college experience, because I was like a transfer student, and there's like, I guess when I transferred, like every year I transferred, there more people came, like every year. Like, the campus just seemed more crowded as things started to go back to like fully in person, which is just, there was a lot of people there sometimes, guys, but that's okay. So obviously, like, homework is important, but it's not like the most important thing in my opinion. And there's like the career center that you can use, which is like, they're kind of just there. I think that's, to me, the career center is good, but it's like everything that they're telling you, they're telling like 10 other people, like they try to build a personal relationship with you. And the benefits of going to a smaller school are that you're more able to build those personal relationships, because like a career guidance counselor might just have like 20 people, but if you go to a bigger school, they're going to have like 200 people. So it's hard for them to like, really connect with you one-on-one. I mean, I think they do try, but it's just hard. Like, you can't keep track of every person that you meet. So networking is key. Like, don't spend all your days doing homework. Like, you don't even have to get like multiple jobs. You can volunteer, and just keep meeting new people, like volunteer, shadow. That's what I wish I would have done more. That's what I wish I would have done more of. I did do that my last year a lot, but it's like, it was like a little too late. But it was still a great experience, and I do think it did help me reach some interviews. So yeah, that's basically like my college experience. Obviously, networking is important. But we're going to get back into more of the current state of where I'm at after graduating from college. So let's get into it. So I graduated in May. I knew right away that I wasn't going to get like a full-time job right away, obviously, because, some people do, which, good for them. But so I had a summer job, obviously. I got a second job towards the end of that job when it started to slow down. And then I have my other job, which is at the TV company. And the way I got that job is I So I reached out to someone at a local college, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys have any like opportunities available?" And they're like, "Yeah, just come in and like sit down and talk with me." So we got to talking, and they were like, "Oh, so you're interested in more of the production side of things?" And I was like, "Yes." And then they told me that, "Oh, we have this like local TV company that comes in like broadcasts some of our games, so I can put you in contact with them." So she put me in contact with them, and then I ended up shadowing them. And then they're like, "Oh, we might have an opportunity for you to join us, like work with us." So I was like, "Oh, great! Like, just let me know what I need to do, and whatever information you need, I'll be happy to. I'll be happy to provide it with you, because I would love to work at a TV station, because I've worked a few events for them now, and honestly, it's like it's so nice, like actually working somewhere that you actually enjoy what you're doing. So yeah, so that's kind of how I got that job. So you gotta like put yourself out there. Obviously, it took some time because I just started a couple months ago, and that was like 6 months after I graduated. But I know people who it's taken them like a year to find a job that they actually want to do after they graduate. But you gotta do what you gotta do in the meantime. Like reach out to people. Like, hey, can I shadow you? Like I said earlier. Because what if they say no? Then all right. Then you just reach out to the next person, and they can help you out. So yeah, just reach out to people. Like reach out to them and be like, hey, can you help me out? And like if they say no, well then you tried your best. But in terms of like applying for jobs, like if you're on LinkedIn and you're seeing a job and it says like 100 plus applicants have applied for this job, just don't. It's not even worth it. Like you gotta really look on the company websites. I would say is what I've found most success in. Because there's like an average I think I saw where it's like when a job gets posted, like there's an average of 242 people applying for that job, which is just like that's a big number for a company to sit through. And I would love to really talk to an HR person and see what that is like when they're just going through like all the people that are applying for this job. So I would say you gotta look on like the company website. So I have 2 jobs right now because I'm trying to save up money so I can, move out of where I live currently and kind of start doing my own thing. So hopefully when that happens, I'll be able to find. Oh, hopefully we're gonna manifest that I will find a job. So I think after you graduate, it's important to get as much experience as you can, and you have to be versatile. You have to be versatile in the industry that you want to work in. Like you can't just know how to do one thing. Like I work at a TV station, obviously, and like I can't just only know how to operate the camera. I have to know how to like set up the camera and like do other stuff. Like we have a replay camera and stuff like that. Like a lot of production stuff that we don't need to get into too much. But yeah, you gotta be versatile in what you whatever industry you want to work in. Like I don't know, graphic design, like accounting, being a doctor, lawyer, nurse, whatever. Like you have to know how to do multiple things within that one industry. So it's very important to just get experience, because the way of getting experience now is a lot different than what it used to be even like 5 years ago. Like now, since a lot of AI has taken a lot of those like entry level jobs, now you have to do more of like shadowing, volunteering. If you're lucky, you can get an internship. But like the internships now, it's like you need 2 to 3 years of experience to join our internship. It's like that makes the internship is my experience. Like I'm trying to do this internship so I can have more experience. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, well, sir, you don't have enough experience, so we can't hire you. And that's just like, well, I tried. So you gotta just really, I guess at the end of the day, it's important that you just put yourself out there. Like networking is big, of course, like I said, but like make sure you're building a relationship with the people that you're networking with. Don't just like follow them on LinkedIn and then be like, oh, I know this guy, he works at a company. Like you don't know him, or he, whatever. Like you don't know him and he doesn't know you. So how can they vouch for you if they don't know you? So actually be like, hey, like I saw you in my suggested for like whatever, and would you be willing to like kind of sit down with me and tell me about how you got this position? And honestly, from my experience of people telling me how they got a position, they're like, oh, I just got lucky. Like that is a part of it. It's just getting lucky, like being in the right place at the right time. Something like that. Like it's just like, you gotta get lucky, honestly, in this day and age, with so much stuff being online. But I would say just, you gotta like, I just like, even though there's some days where I'm like, this is pointless, like I'm never gonna find a job. But you can't think like that. You gotta stay positive. Like, I really try to stay positive and just you gotta keep at it. Like, even if like you do job applications online, but like you can't like come, freaking out the gates and be like, oh, I'm just gonna apply for the biggest company. Like, no, look at the smaller places that like you might not know about, which takes a lot of research because like obviously a smaller company is not gonna have like some of them like don't have LinkedIn's or stuff like that. So you gotta kind of do research on like online. Just you can't just look through like scroll. Like, this job looks good. Quick apply. I mean, because people average 242 applications when a job gets posted on like something like LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever. So do your own research and try to reach out to those smaller companies, because sometimes that's where you can gain the most experience, and they'll see like, oh, you gotta like stick with it. Like, you can't just do it for like, I don't know, like 4 months, because you're not getting enough experience. You gotta do it for like a minimum a year and a half, because they'll be like, oh, he's dedicated. Like, he'll actually be willing to stay with this company and do the small stuff. So yeah, I would say college is great. Graduating is like a great accomplishment if you're fortunate enough to go to college, but like you don't necessarily have to go to college. Like, you don't have to go to a big college. You can go to a small college and still have like the same experience as someone who goes to like freaking LSU or something like that. Because like there's people at college who want to help you succeed. So obviously college is way too expensive, but there's certain aspects of it that are like priceless. Like certain things that you won't be able to find like if you don't go to college, or you don't have to you don't have to spend $1 million to go to college. There's like plenty of affordable options. Like, a lot of people like work to go to college, which like I had to work during college so I could like pay for groceries and stuff like that. And yeah, but that's a topic for another day. We're talking for a long time, guys, so hopefully I didn't bore you with my slow talking voice, because like I said, people think I'm a quiet talker, but we got a mic stand, so the microphone's right up in our face. Anyways, but yeah, so you just gotta put yourself out there, because no one's gonna know you if you don't put yourself out there, and you gotta just keep working at it. Take advice from me, someone who graduated from college and is currently looking for a full-time job. But I am lucky enough to have 2 jobs, so that's really helping me, because it helps to like look for a job when you already have a job, which is like pretty obvious if you think about it. Because like if you don't have a job and you're looking, you're just like, I'm so stressed, I'm never gonna find a job ever. But don't give up. Stay persistent in your search. Keep putting yourself out there. Communication is like a big aspect of it. Like, we'll go to this article that I found here. This will be our last article. So this is from the same article. So basically, the National Association of College Employees found 96% of students list communication as like a key skill in looking for jobs, but only like 50% of them actually know how to execute the skill. Like, you can't just say like communication is important, then you don't know how to write an email, or you don't know how to like properly, have like proper grammar and properly articulate your ideas and stuff like that. So you gotta work. Communication is something that we can all get good at. You gotta practice. Like, you can't just say like, oh, communication is one of my skills, and then when you go to interact with someone in person, you're just like, yep. Like, you gotta actually know how to have a conversation in the workplace, which obviously social media and like texting and stuff like that has taken away from. Guys, peep my Channel 5 merch. Channel 5. Shout out to Channel 5 if they see this video. But yeah, so like you can do your own research and stuff like that. Like, learn how to become a proper communicator in the workplace. Like, don't just put it on your resume. Like, don't lie on your resume either, guys. Like, actually, and when you're applying for jobs, make sure you tailor your resume to whatever job you're applying for, because obviously we all know the companies use AI to look through our resume. Like, there's not just someone sitting there going like, all right, Timmy Jonathan here, he's got some good experience, we're just gonna put him in potential candidates pile, and then they just forget about it. So they use AI to obviously go through our resumes. So when you're applying for a job, look at like the job requirements and like the preferred requirements and the optional. Like, if you have this, it's like bonus. So just try to put in as much as you can. But there's a lot of ghost jobs out there which you have to be careful about. because they were like, they post a job and then it gets filled like 3 months ago, and then you're like, why do they still have this up if it's already been filled? So keep an eye out for that. I was gonna say one more thing, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I was almost got a full-time job, but like sometimes the company just like doesn't get back to you. So I went through the first interview and the second interview, and then the third interview was when we ran into an issue. So the first interview was like a phone call saying like, oh yeah, are you interested in the job? And I was like, yes. So they're like, okay, now we're gonna put you in contact with the manager and you're gonna talk to him. So I talked to him, and then he's like, all right, we'll schedule this next interview. And then he just didn't show up for the interview. It was on Zoom or the phone. Then he never showed up. So I was like, hey, what happened? We were supposed to do this interview like soon, and I haven't heard from you. And he's like, oh, I accidentally scheduled it for next week. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, people are busy, whatever. So he rescheduled it, and then he never showed up again. And then I was like, what the heck? Like, you keep rescheduling. So then we started doing the interview, and then like mid-interview, like he's like, oh, I have to take this phone call, and then he just never got back to me again. So I messaged him, called him, just never heard back from him. And I was like, you know what? It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be, guys. So that it happens all the time. Like if that happens to you, don't get like too discouraged, because it's just like it's a normal thing. Like it happens. Like if it happens to you, like, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You just gotta move on and try to find the next thing. So yeah, obviously, so we've been talking for a long time. So at the end of the day, if you take anything from me just rambling on about college and the job search, is network is important. Put yourself out there, volunteer, shadow, and everything like that. And yeah, it's more of a personal episode. Obviously, last week was more of a serious topic, but the good thing about doing your own talk show is you can talk about whatever you want. So, honestly, if you're in college right now, just the earlier you start, the better. Like, it's like, if I would have known it would have been this long of a process, I would have started 2 years before I graduated, because sometimes that's what you gotta do. But, yeah, just do what you gotta do, and thank you for listening to me this episode. Shout out to everybody, the viewers and everything like that. We appreciate the day one supporters, because, we here represent. But yeah, this has been another edition of Matt's Matters with me, your host, Matt Benson, graduating into reality. It's kind of the best time of your life. You're just free. You can do whatever you want and just keep working, get money. That's what I'm trying to do. Get money, get an experience, and save, and just invest in your future. Because each day brings new opportunities. Always remember that, guys. And as always, this has been another edition of Matt's Matters with me, your host, Matt Benson. Love and peace, always, guys.